Before we begin tonight's story, I invite you to make yourself comfortable. My name is Lulu King, and I'm so glad you are here tonight. This is your time, a quiet space where the day can finally loosen its grip, and you can simply rest. Let your body find a position where it can truly relax, whether you're lying down beneath the weight of a cozy duvet, or reclining somewhere still and peaceful. Close your eyes and take a nice, slow, deep breath in, your belly expanding. Hold it gently for a moment, and now let it go. Feeling your belly deflate and your shoulders start to soften as the air leaves your body. Let's do it again. Breathe in, nice and slowly, belly expanding as though you're drawing in calm itself. Hold. Keep holding, and when you are ready, release. Letting go of the day, piece by piece. With each breath, notice the way your body begins to feel heavier, as though the bed or chair beneath you is quietly supporting every part of you. There is nothing you need to do now. Know where you need to be. Imagine a soft, golden light sitting at the crown of your head, warm, gentle, and steady. With each breath, it drifts lower, wrapping around you like a silken shawl. It smooths away the last traces of tension from your forehead. Now relax your jaw, now your neck, and then down to the shoulders, down through your arms, your hands, and your fingertips. The light continues to flow, unhurried, down your chest, your back, your hips, your legs, all the way to your toes. You are welcome here. You are now ready to drift into a place where time slows and the heart listens. And now, let us step together into a story, one that begins in the quiet glow of a hearth and carries us toward a night of magic, romance, and the promise of love. This is Cinderella, a midnight promise. There are stories that live in the air like candlelight, familiar yet always capable of warming you in a new way. Cinderella's is one of them, but tonight I will tell it not as a child's tale, but as a quiet, lingering confession for the heart. The Ash Girl. Her true name was not Cinderella. It was a name given to her by those who preferred to see her as less than she was. A girl who knelt by the hearth, her skirts dusted with ash, her hair carrying the faint scent of smoke. Her father had been a man of warmth and laughter, but he was gone now, and the house had grown colder in ways that had nothing to do with the weather. Her stepmother's cruelty was not loud. She did not shout nor strike. Her weapon was absence. The absence of kindness, of recognition, of the small gestures that make a person feel they belong. Her stepsisters were not wicked so much as careless, their lives a whirl of ribbons, gossip, and the next thing they might acquire. Cinderella's days were measured in quiet labors, the sweep of the broom, the rhythm of the washboard, the tending of the fire. Yet she found beauty where she could. In the garden, she spoke to the roses as if they were old confidants. In the attic, she kept a small wooden box of treasures, a ribbon from her mother's gown, a pressed violet, a scrap of music her father once hummed. The invitation one, late afternoon, as the sun poured gold through the windows, a letter arrived. The royal seal glimmered on the envelope. It was an invitation to a ball, the prince's ball, where, it was whispered, he would choose his bride. Her stepsisters shrieked with delight, already imagining themselves in gowns of silk and jewels. Cinderella quietly felt something stir. Not ambition, not even certainty, but the faint, aching wish to be seen. When she asked if she might go, her stepmother's smile was thin. "You have nothing to wear, my dear," she said, her voice smooth as glass, and that was the end of it. The garden at dusk. The air was cool, scented with earth and the faint perfume of late-blooming roses. She knelt by the old pumpkin patch, her hands resting on the soil, and whispered her longing into the night. It was then she felt it, a shift in the air, as if the garden itself had drawn a breath. "My dear," the woman said, her voice like the hush before a candle is blown out. "Why do you weep?" Cinderella began to speak, her voice soft and deliberate, each sentence unfolding like a fragile petal in the dark. She chose her words with care, pausing often as though testing the rare and unfamiliar grace of being truly heard. The woman smiled. "Then we shall see you to the ball." The transformation. She touched the pumpkin with the tip of her wand, and it shivered, then swelled, then split, unfolding into a carriage the color of moonlight on water. 4 mice, startled from their hiding place, stretched and shimmered into sleek white horses. A rat from the woodpile straightened, his whiskers twitching, and became a coachman with kind eyes. 2 lizards from the wall blinked, then stood tall as footmen in green and gold. And then the gown. It was not merely beautiful. It was as if the night sky had been gathered and sewn into fabric. Stars seemed to live in its folds, and when she moved, they shifted like whispers. The slippers were glass, but warm against her skin, as though they remembered the earth they came from. The woman, her fairy godmother, took Cinderella's hands in her own. "Listen to me, child," she said, her voice both tender and firm. "This magic will last only until the final stroke of midnight. When the clock chimes 12, all will return to what it was. Promise me you will be home before then." Cinderella nodded, her heart fluttering like a bird in her chest. It was time for Cinderella to attend the ball. The palace was a wonderful cathedral of light. Crystal chandeliers spilled radiance onto marble floors, and music swelled like a tide. Cinderella stepped into the room, and the world seemed to pause. The prince was there, and he was not merely handsome in the way of portraits. Yes, his features were striking. Eyes the color of deep summer skies, a smile that seemed to warm the air around him, a presence that drew the gaze without demanding it. But it was the way he looked at her, as though she were the only person in the room, that took her breath from her. He bowed, and when he spoke, his voice was low and warm. "You look as though you stepped out of a dream," he said, not as flattery, but as truth. They danced, not as strangers performing a ritual, but as 2 people who had found, in the chaos of the world, a moment that belonged only to them. He asked her questions about her favorite season, the places she wished to see, the music she loved, and he listened, truly listened, as though her words were treasures. Midnight, the clock began to chime. Her heart clenched. The magic would not last. She fled, the prince calling after her, the music breaking like glass behind her. On the steps, one glass slipper slipped free. She did not stop to retrieve it. The search had begun for the girl who had lost her glass slipper, and the news was traveling fast. Days later, the prince came, not with trumpets, but with quiet determination. He carried the glass slipper, and in each home he visited, he knelt, not as a ruler, but as a man searching for the truth of a moment. When he came to her, the glass slipper fitted Cinderella perfectly. as though it had been waiting for her all along. The promise of marriage was made at that very moment, and yes, they were married, but more importantly, they saw each other. And in the years that followed, when the palace was quiet and the world outside was loud, they would sometimes dance again. Not for the court, not for tradition, but for the memory of that night when the world had paused and they had chosen each other. Thank you so much for spending this time with me tonight. I hope this story has wrapped you in calm and carried you closer to a peaceful rest. Wherever you are and whatever tomorrow may bring, may your dreams be kind, your heart be light, and your sleep deep and restoring. Good night and sleep